So we all know that Donald Trump got canceled by Facebook. He got canceled by Twitter. And apparently he just recently got canceled by Donald Trump. Welcome to Escaping the Echo Chamber. I'm your host, Aaron Comey. So yes, Donald Trump apparently has gotten canceled by himself. If you remember, many people won't, Donald Trump came out with his own blog after Twitter and Facebook, both decided that he could not be on their platforms, and says, okay, I'm creating my own platform, my own thing that will enable me to communicate directly with my supporters. So, of course, I initially thought, he's got billions, he's got access to people with money, he's got access to people with skills. He's going to actually create his own social media platform, which would have been pretty smart. If anybody could have pulled it off, like a serious competitor off the rip, I think Donald Trump could do it. Then he came out with a blog. Okay, sis, just think about this. You are a billionaire. You are the former president of the United States. You got 75 million votes. So clearly, there's huge amount of interest. There is a huge amount of interest in hearing what you have to say. But instead of capitalizing on your popularity, your being well known, your fame, your money, your connections, you come out with a blog. You see, but it does show something, because anybody can come out with a blog. Literally, you could right now get on WordPress, either WordPress.com or WordPress.org, one of the two, I forget which is which. But you could get on WordPress and start your own blog for free right now. And that's what Donald Trump decided to do, to start a blog. So yes, is he surprised that it didn't have as much engagement as he would have hoped? He shouldn't be. But apparently he thought his fame was enough to carry a platform. No, sorry. You got to put the work in. And that's a lesson for everybody that's crying about big tech censorship and thinks that they are entitled to Facebook's platform, Twitter's platform, YouTube's platform. These companies actually have to do work to keep us interested. To keep people interested in the product, they need to be working behind the scenes and keeping things fresh and interesting. Now, they're being provided help by users providing content, but they've got to keep the users interested in staying on the site. See, that's the trick. Donald Trump's problem was he was the only user. So basically, this was just an opportunity for people to come on and read his tweets. The appeal of Twitter is not the ability to just read other people's tweets, but to interact. The interaction is key. So if you're not giving people the opportunity to interact, to participate themselves, that's going to be a problem. That's not going to catch their attention. That's not going to keep their attention like a Twitter, like a Facebook. Do you agree? If you agree, write down in the comment section you agree. If you think that a blog, where you can't comment, where you have no interaction whatsoever, can keep your attention, write down in the comment that you think, no, I'm wrong, that a blog is perfectly capable of keeping your attention, even if you can't interact. Do you see what I did there? But that's the point. That's why things like YouTube, like Twitter, like Facebook are keeping people's interest, because it allows all of us to interact. Now, what something like Parlor is doing is attempting to recreate that. See, I think Parlor has a weakness, however. Parlor's weakness is that it is explicitly catering to one ideology. So, as much as people love echo chambers, and apparently right now in this country, in this climate, people love being in echo chambers, they love preaching to the choir, they love hearing their own opinions validated, they also want to combat. They also want to engage in combat with the enemy. They want to, the right wants to own the libs. The libs want to hold the right accountable. The interaction, the ability to insult, to berate, to make yourself feel smarter than the other side requires the other side to actually be in the room. That's the problem with Parlor. The other side isn't in the room, and if Parlor doesn't decide to actually make attempts to bring the other side in, it's not going to happen. Now, my theory is that Donald Trump, because they are announcing that he's planning to make a move in the future. So originally I would have assumed he was going to be putting up his own social media company. I don't know if that's happening. I don't know if if he's willing to do the work and actually, put together a team and people that are actually going to work and be patient enough to realize that it's going to take time to build something that can compete with Facebook. Because it's possible. TikTok, Snapchat, these are all things, Instagram, these are all things that have grown in popularity and became rivals. Now, Facebook was smart enough to say, hey, Instagram, give me that. But lightning can strike a million more times, and it will strike a million more times, just not in the exact same location, in the exact same way. So if you're creating a user interface that's exactly like Facebook, you're probably not going to succeed. You're going to have to bring something new to the table, something that's going to draw people in. But Parler right now, if you don't know, the current CEO is George Farmer, Candace Owens' husband. You see, Candace Owens' husband being in charge of Parler might tend to alienate and cause liberals and left-leaning people, independents, people that aren't on the right, and some people that are on the right from participating in Parler. But if Donald Trump makes a move to Parler, because Candace Owens appears to have been making some overtures to try to get him on, maybe he gets paid, I don't know. But I believe that there is going to have to be some sort of incentive provided for him to come on Parler. That is going to create an influx of people on Parler. I don't think it's going to be people from the left, however. Despite the fact that people on the left have this hatred for him, I think at this point, they don't want to see him. I think at this point, they are sufficiently worked up that they don't want to hear from him, they don't want to see him, and they don't want to engage with Donald Trump. So while there may have been a time that Donald Trump could have attracted both supporters and haters, I don't think that time is now. But it's going to be interesting to see what Parler does. It's going to be interesting to see what Donald Trump does next. And it's going to be interesting to see if anybody decides, you know what? I'm going to stop playing this culture war, and I'm just going to create the next big platform. Because never mind owning the libs, never mind holding the right accountable. Let me just make something that people want to participate in, a site that people want to come to. That's going to be the key to victory. That's been it for this episode. As always, if you like my content, give me a thumbs up. Like, share, subscribe. If you don't like my content, or if you don't agree with what I said, if you think Parler's the next big thing and it's going to kill and the only thing that's standing in its way is big tech, go ahead and give me a thumbs down. And don't just give me a thumbs down and run away. Give me a thumbs down and write in the comment section why you're giving me a thumbs down. I'll see you next time.